Look, I was once an Android boy. I'm now an iOS fan. Heyday was popping in school, but I was one of those Android kids, so I couldn't play Heyday. My dad, he really doesn't like Apple, okay?
Oh, hello. What do you think of Apple?
So I've always had Android. I've slept Android, I pooped and... After 10 years with Android, all my life in simpler terms, it's time to move on. But why though? So to understand this whole thing, we had to rewind back to earlier this year. I got myself a Mac Studio, I'm really happy with it. So I got myself a MacBook Air as well, and there I am, left with an Android phone, but 2 Apple computers. So after now looking what an iPhone would have cost me, I realized that iPhones are not as expensive as they actually used to, at least compared to the competition. Now onto the phone itself and why I actually made a switch. So this is the second biggest reason, and that's image quality. Image quality in video on iPhones is just superior to Androids. And not in terms of frame rate and resolution, because in that part iPhone is actually not as high as Androids, because Androids have like 8K and iPhones are like capped out at 4K. In the video processing and the look of the video, iPhone is superior. And let's not forget about the camera app itself. Oh, it's a much better experience. Switching camera lenses, especially when you're recording video, is horrible. You don't want to do that. But on iPhones, you can do that and more. So I gotta say, iPhone really gets a point in that department. The whole camera system, it doesn't have as many features, but it holds is a better complete package. Now there has to be some negatives to switching to iPhone, right? From Android? And there is. Let's talk about them. So the first thing is something which Android has and iPhone doesn't have. Swipe gestures, like to go back. iPhone has the swipe up to go home, but you still have to press a damn button on the page to go back. It doesn't make any sense coming from an Android, and it's just a horrible experience. But thankfully I have the iPhone 13 mini, so it's not as far you had to reach up to press the back button. So I can imagine if you have like a Max phone or something like that, iPhone 13 Max, it's gonna be a horrible to go back. And of course the second negative is the lightning port. I don't know what to say. It's just, why haven't they got USB-C on it? It's faster, better, cheaper, more cable, blah, 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 blah. It's so annoying having like USB-C in your house, like everywhere, and not having a single lightning cable. And then now you have to have lightning cables. Like, it's so annoying, and I was really doubting the switch to iPhone, and I think a lot of Android users are thinking the same. They don't want to make the switch because it doesn't have USB-C. So if they make USB-C to the iPhone 15, I think a lot of people from Android are gonna upgrade. Then I'm trying to use my phone less, so charging is less of a problem now. But if you're a heavy user, like having to charge it all the time and you don't have the infrastructure of lightning, it's really annoying. Now on to one of the main things why I switched. It's AirDrop. Probably shouldn't be at the top of my list, but coming from the Android world where you have to upload to Google Drive and then download, and I don't know, AirDrop is really handy. I think Android has a similar feature to AirDrop, but since there's so many manufacturers in the Android world and Windows PCs isn't really compatible with Android, but if you have like a Mac and an iPhone, you can so quickly just send files to one another. I record a lot of videos and take a lot of photos, so I want to edit them on my computer. It's very easy, just bam, 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 and bam. You got all your photos on your computer in 5 seconds. On my old Android, to go into my bank and do stuff where you have to authorize your identity, I don't know what it's called, you know what I mean? You have to use the fingerprint scanner. Let's say in the night, it's gonna light up because it's scanning with light. Yeah, in the night, it's gonna blind you, basically. But Face ID on the other hand, I didn't even think about this. It uses infrared or I don't know, something like that. So in the night, it still works, but it doesn't blind you. Great. But still, why do I have to swipe up for Face ID to unlock? I don't understand that part. No, thank you for watching video. Leave a like, subscribe. Bye. Bye.